Yeah. Well, yeah. I love those questions for sure. Yeah. I was going to say something and I forgot what it was. Sure it was. Anyway. Yeah, come to me. A light will dawn. Gratitude before me. Looking good up there? Looking good up there?
Where?
Upstairs.
I don't, haven't
Oh,
been
you
up.
didn't go up
No,
there?
I'm
Oh.
start eating chips or whatever they're
Oh,
eating.
yeah.
I thought it'd probably be best. Good morning, Unity.
Welcome, welcome to this moment in our world.
Yeah.
Ooh, welcome to this sacred place.
And the
Sights
sights
and
and sounds
sounds and
and
tastes.
tastes. Can you feel it? If you can, then clap your hands. Can't hear myself.
Can you feel it?
Hey, if
Can you feel it?
then
Stand up on your feet.
and you'll feel it. And you feel it. We are gathered here from different walks of life. Leave your worries at the door and come inside. We are welcome here. Troubles cast aside. We are all as one as we sway from side to side. You hear it? You gotta sway, y'all, from side to side. Sway. Welcome to this moment in our world. Yeah. Welcome to our human revolution. And we're born into the movement. Can you feel it? If you can, then clap your hands. Don't you feel it? If you feel it, stand up on your feet and you feel it. Whoa, we are gathered here from different walks of life. Leave your worries at the door and come inside. We are gathered here, troubles cast aside. We are all as one as we sway from side to side. I said, welcome. Tell your neighbor, welcome. Yeah, I said, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome. Thank you, Rachel. We'll get this off to that glorious start. Good morning, and welcome to Unity on Greenville, where we offer a positive path of spiritual living. My name is L.D. Carter, and I am your celebration assistant this morning. Welcome, all you beautiful lights in the sanctuary this morning, and all you folks that are joining us remotely. Welcome. Thank you for bringing your energy to this moment, to this right now. We are grateful to have you with us. Just a couple of announcements this morning. It is Thanksgiving, and today we are having a Thanksgiving potluck upstairs. If you're at home and you forgot that, get in the car right now. Listen to us on your phone while you're driving in, because we are going to gather right after the service this morning for a potluck upstairs, and all are welcome. If you did not bring anything because you forgot, that's okay. There's plenty. Come break bread with us. Come fellowship with us and share in this Thanksgiving celebration with us. And also, it's a special welcome for our new minister, Reverend David. So, yeah. So today, upstairs after the service. And after the potluck, hang around because we're going to deck the halls. We're going to pull out all of our Christmas decorations, decorate the sanctuary, get up the Christmas tree, those kinds of things. So you're invited to stay and participate in that ritual with us as well. It's been a while since we've done that. So this is going to be fun. In fact, upstairs, we were setting up for the potluck this morning, and we were just applauding and everything because it's like, oh my gosh, we haven't done this in a while. So it's good to get back to some of the old normals while we also are dealing with our new normals. So let's deck the halls after potluck this morning. We are continuing to have our donation outdoor pantry available to those folks who are in need. So we invite you to make donations there. Just bring them here and put them in the little house just outside the door here. We invite you to bring things that can be easily opened and accessed, like pop-top containers, things that are sealed and can be shared individually. So if you would do that, we would welcome, and it's just an opportunity for us to share our good with some other folks in need. So please join us in that. And thinking of, in fact, talking about being able to share our good, we want to offer you the opportunity to share some of your good with us. You know, here at Union Greenville, we believe that in the law of circulation, where everything flows into us, our good, and we in turn have it flow out again. So if Unity on Greenville is a place where you are spiritually nourished, and you are at home here, we invite you to share some of your good with us in the form of a financial gift. You can do that in several ways. For those of you who are here in the building this morning, there's an offering bowl just outside the door there. If you'd like to drop in some cash or a check, that'd be wonderful. If you are celebrating with us remotely, wow, things have changed for an old guy like me, because now you can scan the QR code that is on the screen, you can text, so all those options are there for you. So we invite you to take advantage of that. Also, you can do it the old-fashioned way by sending us a check or a gift through the mail. And the mailing address is also on the screen if you need that. And now, in anticipation of the gifts that are to come to us, but also in gratitude for those things that have already been so graciously shared with us, let's say our offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With gratitude, we commit to using our gifts for good. Amen. Thank you. And I thank you so much, Valerie, because I just hit a wrong button and turned everything off. And now the daily word. It is Sunday, November 20th, 2022. The word for today is grace. The affirmation for today is, grace blesses my life in every way. If I'm feeling overwhelmed or find myself in the midst of conflict, I don't need to struggle. Grace, the ceaseless activity of divine love, is mine to claim. This infinite resource of spirit carries me through even the most challenging circumstances. It is expressing in my life right now. I need not earn grace. It is never withheld. Just as water flows when I turn the tap, saying yes to grace is all I have to do for divine life, love, wisdom, and strength to flow freely to every part of my life. Centered in grace, I am at peace. My thinking is clear, and I possess ample understanding, compassion, and insight. Drawing from this divine gift, I bring harmony and joy to my relationships. I move forward with renewed confidence, energy, and efficiency. And our scripture for today is 2 Corinthians the 12th chapter and the 9th verse. And it says, "He said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness.'" And now, let's repeat our affirmation together. Grace blesses my life in every way. And now we're ready for our opening prayer today. Got to ask our prayer chaplain to come forward and introduce herself.
Thank you, LD. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving in advance. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I can't wait. I would like to take a moment to thank Raina Weldon, who is in the back. She is our keeper of the flame. I almost forgot. And what that is she keeps a beautiful light of gratitude and blesses everyone in the sanctuary and everyone remote. This is a blessed space, and she keeps harmony in there. And we thank her for that. Okay. All right, if you'd like, please close your eyes. And take a deep breath. When we breathe in gratitude. And when we breathe out joy. Oh, sweet Spirit, as we breathe in and breathe out, we know that we are here with you and you are within us. Never do you ever leave us. And you use your voice, or perhaps from some, maybe actions, guiding us where we need to be. And that's what brings us joy, and that's what makes us grateful. And right now I'd like to extend gratitude, and I'd also like to extend prayers for those who may not have food to eat for Thanksgiving. That is something we take so much for granted, some of us do. Or maybe those who are alone. So reaching out with our love and our prayers, or with your actions, we know that those people are being blessed. And whatever good can come to them is happening right now. Let us join this season of thankfulness and joy and love. And let's carry it throughout the year of 2023 and never forget. Amen.
So before we go into our time of meditation, I want to take an opportunity to stop for a moment and to honor this day as November 20th as Transgender Remembrance Day. A day when we remember those who, the transgendered community, who have lost their lives or have been attacked by those who are fearful. And I opened my phone this morning, and the first story I saw was about a mass shooting that occurred in a gay bar in Colorado Springs overnight. And so I just want to take an opportunity to stop for a moment and to acknowledge and to breathe into that place of love and understanding and compassion for all of those who are hurting. And what we know is that hurt people hurt people. Hurting people hurt people. And so as we hold those who have been hurt or those who have lost their lives because of the fear and the hurt that others experience, we also hold those in our hearts as well. So I invite you to take a moment, breathe into your heart and feel that love, the divine love, the unconditional love of God just growing in your own heart. Breathing into that space of divine love as you allow yourself to feel it and to allow it. And into that space of divine love, perfect love that heals, that harmonizes, we bring all of those who are no longer with us, those who are experiencing the pain, those who are experiencing the fear. And we know that love, perfect love, casts out all fear. So we allow that love to wash that fear away from our hearts and minds. And we see that love going out into the hearts and minds of all of humanity. And most especially today, those of our transgender community, those of the loved ones who have experienced the loss, and of those who are experiencing so much pain and fear that they would hurt others. So bring them into your heart. We bring them into our collective heart. And we see each one uplifted in this energy of divine love. And so we breathe into that, allowing that. And as we go into our time of meditation, I invite you to sing with me this song that many of you know called Surely the Presence. And we sing it as surely the presence of love is in this place. The lyrics are on the screen if you need. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. So with that, take a deep breath as you close your eyes, allowing your awareness to fall deeply into your heart, the place of abiding love. And as you allow yourself to be centered in that love, feel that love surrounding you, enfolding you. For surely the presence of love is right here and right now, always here, waiting for us to come into the conscious awareness, the conscious remembrance of it. Always healing, always holding, always harmonizing. And even in those places where we might see something other than love, we know, we trust that love is present. Love is the power. Love is truly the only power. And so we open ourselves to the experience of that love. As our co-founder Myrtle Fillmore said, I am a radiating center of divine love. And so as we go into a time of silence, I invite you to be with that love. Feel that love radiating from your heart to the hearts of everyone in this space. Feel that love radiating from our hearts to all of the hearts in the city, all of the hearts around the globe, all of the hearts of all of humanity. Igniting the fire of the heart, the fire of love in the silence. And now as you breathe in deeply, once again, just breathe all of that energy of love, the vibration of love, back into your heart, centered there, awake, alive, vibrating. You are a radiating center of divine love. Breathe into that. As you breathe all the way down through the bottom of your feet and feel that love moving down into the planet, sharing that love with Mother Earth, breathing that love back up, and knowing that you are in the eternal flow of divine love. And we are grateful for that, and so it is. Breathing. Grateful. Some of you probably know this song, Karen Drucker. It's very simple. Why don't we stand as we sing this together? And we'll do the movements that go with it. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude all around me, gratitude within me. I'm so grateful. 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 Yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, it's above me, gratitude below me,
and it's below
Gratitude
me.
all around me.
Yeah, gratitude within me. Oh,
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I am.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Grateful, gratitude. Yeah, I was reminded this week about a book that, how many of you have shelves of books like I do? or a device that's filled with audible books. So a lot of times I'll look at my shelves and I'll be reminded of a book, or I'll be flipping through something, and all of a sudden, just accidentally, you know how that happens, accidentally you run across a book or something that will speak to you in exactly the right time. Well, this book's reminded me of itself this week. It's called Buddha's Brain. Have you ever read Buddha's Brain? It's a fascinating book written by a psychologist and a neuroscientist. And they talk about, it's a great book because it's a little bit over my head, I'll be honest with you. It's a little over my head. But it talks a lot about neuroscience and how the brain is affected by our spiritual practices, by prayer and meditation and the spiritual practices that we teach, how the brain is affected by all of that. And it's a fascinating book, actually. And I have some really good news and some not so good news for you today. The not so good news is that research has shown that the brain records, recalls, and responds to negative experiences preferentially to positive experiences. That's how the brain works. Now, there is good reason for that. It's not your fault. Because it's part of the evolutionary process. It was important. It's been important for us as humans have evolved to record those negative experiences to protect ourselves for survival. It's part of that fight, flight, freeze response that's programmed into our reptilian brain. All right? So we respond to those events or experiences or memories so that we can stay safe, so that we can protect ourselves. It's part of the evolutionary process. The good news is that, contrary to some evidence out there, our brains are continuing to evolve, right? Our brains are continuing to evolve. They continue to change all the way through our lives. And the better news is that we can affect how our brains evolve, consciously choose to affect how our brains evolve. Why is that important? Because our brains and mind, there's this, it's almost, you can't really separate the two, the brain and the mind, because the mind affects the brain affects the mind affects the body, the brain affects the body. And so when the brain, again, I don't understand how it all works, I don't even understand the terminology, but the whole idea, the brain is what really controls the systems in the body. The synapses that fire, and it triggers all of the activity of the glands in the body to release certain hormones and all of those kinds of things. And so when we can affect the brain and affect how the brain works and responds to the body affects the mind affects the body. And we know this, don't we? It's not really news to us, those of us, especially those of us who have been in unity a long time, because that's what we teach, right? It's what we teach. And the better news, too, about that is that what we teach, our spiritual practices of prayer and meditation and contemplation, change the brain. It changes how the brain functions. And so it's not just so that we can bliss out and feel better and be connected, but what we know about that is that it affects how the body functions. And this is something that we've been teaching in New Thought for over 100 years now. And what I'm going to say about that is that New Thought is not new. You know that. New Thought is not new. It was a movement that began here in the United States in the late 1800s. I like to say that a New Thought movement is telling us that we can always choose a new thought. We can always make a different choice about what we're thinking and what we're feeling and what we're doing. And so, as I thought about that this week, I thought about, in the spirit of thanksgiving and gratitude, how grateful I am to have been introduced to the New Thought movement when I was back in the mid-1990s. I was just a child, by the way, but back in the mid-1990s, I discovered unity and religious science. Or it discovered me. I'm not ever sure which is true. But, and then as I've learned more about that, it was amazing, really, to learn that the people who were the pioneers of the New Thought movement in the United States were really on the leading edge. They didn't understand, they didn't have, obviously, the neuroscience to truly understand or measure what they knew or what they experienced, but they knew it. They knew that our thinking changes things within us. They knew that prayer works. They maybe didn't know the neuroscience of why it works, that meditation works, but they knew that it works. And they taught that. And so as I think back about that, I'm really grateful for those people who were pioneers in that. Phineas Quimby and Franz Mesmer and Mary Baker Eddy, who was the founder of Christian Science. She decided that if this is true, and she experienced her own healing, but she decided if this is true, if this really is true, then Jesus must have known this too, right? Jesus must have known this stuff as well, and so that's how he helped to facilitate healing for people. Jesus never ever said, I healed people, did he? He never said, I healed you. What did he say when somebody experienced healing in his presence? It is your faith that made you whole. It's your faith. It is your choice to change your mind. Your choice to believe that you're whole. Your choice to believe. Your choice to change your energy of your thinking, of your feeling. When we talk about the mind, it's more than just thought. The mind is the energy, the vibration of thought and feeling and body. It's the vibration of your memories. It's the vibration of your experiences. It's energy. And so when we teach about clearing that energy field, clearing your mind of negative energy, I don't even like the idea of negative and positive. I don't like that connotation. But the heavier vibration, the fear and the worry and the doubt that sometimes fills our minds, just imagine that there are little vibrations that are in there. And it comes into your feeling nature, and it comes into your body, and all of it affects the whole. And so when we teach about clearing the mind, changing the mind, we've all heard change your mind or change your thinking, change your life. Haven't we all heard that? Change your thinking, change your life. Well, it's more than thinking. The mind is more than thinking. I would say change your frequency, right? Change your energy. Shift your energy of mind and feeling, and then you shift the energy of your body. And as you shift all of that, the choices that you make in your life change. When you change your perspective, things begin to change in the outer. Or at least your experience of them definitely begins to change. So what we teach is so powerful in that. And I believe, as I was saying, that Jesus, if we understand his teaching and go deeper with that teaching rather than just stay on the surface, we can see that. He knew this. And as Mary Baker Eddy, the founder of Christian Science, blended all of that together. Can you imagine being a woman in the late 1800s and basically starting a new spiritual movement? She was a powerful being. As I thought about this week, I thought, it's interesting how many women have been influential in this New Thought movement. Mary Baker Eddy and Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was a student, who started her own school of metaphysics. She was the teacher of Charles and Fertile Fillmore, the co-founders of Unity. She was the teacher of Ernest Holmes, the co-founder of religious science. And she was the teacher of Nona Brooks and Melinda Kramer, who were the founders of divine science. So look at all the women who were involved in this New Thought movement at the very beginning. And this was early. Maybe it took the courage of that divine feminine energy to step out there and do it. To be willing to speak out. And I, for one, am grateful for that. That they were willing to take the risk and to begin to teach and start this movement. Well, this wasn't intended to be a lesson in New Thought. I didn't mean it to be that at all. But what I want to say is how important it is. The shoulders that we stand on, it's sometimes hard, it's sometimes easy to forget that. That we stand on very broad shoulders in this movement. And this movement goes way back in teaching the power of changing the energy of our thinking, changing our mind, which changes the brain. So the brain sends different signals to the body. And then the body begins to change. So it's powerful. And the reason I want to share that today is because we're talking about gratitude. The practice of gratitude. Because gratitude changes the energy of our thinking. It changes the energy of our feeling when we experience gratitude, thanksgiving. And so I've forgotten who said it this morning, but I think maybe it was Sandra during our prayer time this morning said, This is a week of Thanksgiving, a week of gratitude. But wouldn't every day be a day of gratitude? Couldn't every day be a day of gratitude? Because I think sometimes, well, I'm going to speak for myself, sometimes I focus on the glass half empty. I think, as I was talking about earlier, the brain focuses on the lack or the negativity or the things that stimulate some fear or pain or whatever, preferentially to the good. But we can change that. We can change our focus. We can actually look for things to be grateful for. We can set our minds to focus on that. Imagine if you had this searchlight at the top of your head, like in your third eye area. You have this searchlight up here. And you program this searchlight to look for things that you're grateful for. It's like a bloodhound sniffing out. Can you imagine that? I live my life in this space of I'm searching out things to be grateful for. I'm looking for things to be grateful for. So look for things that stimulate this feeling of gratitude. And it can be many different things for you. I mean, I woke up this morning and the sun was out, and I felt a lot of gratitude just for that after the last few days of cloudiness. So it doesn't have to be a lot, but just something that stimulates that feeling of gratitude. And then I would suggest that when you experience gratitude, sometimes it's easy for us to have this experience. Oh, I'm so grateful for the sun being out this morning. Oh, let me go get my coffee. Let me go have my coffee. But what if we allowed ourselves to really feel the gratitude? Really sink into the gratitude. I think, again, it goes back to how our brains work and how the brains begin to evolve. That it's, as I said, did I say this? I think I said it. That the brains are like Velcro to negative and Teflon to positive. I didn't say that. But they're like Velcro to the negative and Teflon to the positive. That's what they say in this book. So it's kind of like I have this feeling of gratitude and it just kind of slides off. But I have this, but if somebody cuts me off in traffic and I get peed off of that, how long am I going to hang on to that? How long am I going to hold on to that like a Velcro sticking to my brain? How many people am I going to tell about this jerk that cut me off in traffic? How long am I going to let that feeling hang on? Anybody ever experienced that? You don't have to raise your hand. I'm sure I'm the only one. But see, the gratitude piece, it's like, again, can we change that? Can we, instead of saying, how bad can it get, can we say, how good can it get? You know, when we experience something and we like, oh, it's always something, it's always something, it's always something, how bad can it get? Well, if you ask the question, you're probably going to get the answer. I've found. So what if we ask, how good can it get? How good can this experience be? And truly engage our power of imagination to expand the experience and imagine how good can it be? How much can I take in? How much gratitude can I possibly experience right now in this moment? And if you're like me, sometimes you have a hard head, so it's sometimes good to okay, pat your head a little bit. I'm having a gratitude moment here. I want to take it in. I have a gratitude moment right now. Let's take it in. Rather than just letting it go by. And feel it. When you feel that gratitude or any powerful feeling, don't you feel it in your body? You feel it somewhere in your body. You might feel a tingle, you might feel something that goes on in your body when you feel a powerful emotion. So don't just let that go. Ground it, feel it, be in the feeling of it. And the next time you feel gratitude or have a gratitude experience, it's even more powerful because you've already begun to change your brain. You've already begun to change your body, your mind. It's begun to change. And it is that incremental change with each experience, with each experience, with each experience. I love Brother David Steindl-Rast's take on this idea of gratitude. He says it has two branches, like a tree with two branches. One is gratefulness. I love how he talks about gratefulness. The fullness of the experience. The fullness of the awareness of how God is showing up for you right now. How powerful the universe is showing you this wonderful experience. How powerful this person is in your life who's there to bring you this experience of gratitude. And how that energy is alive in you. And feeling full of that. The great fullness of that. And then the other piece of that is thanksgiving. Expressing it. Expressing your gratefulness. I've heard that said that if thank you is the only prayer I ever prayed, it would be enough. And I think there's some validity to that. But what I want to share with you and what I want to encourage you to think about and to practice is more of, how would I say this? So imagine, it's kind of like gratitude is breathing it in. You're feeling it, gratefulness. I'm breathing it all in. I'm having the experience of it. I'm changing my energy of my thought. I'm changing the energy of my emotion. I feel it in my body. I'm having this experience. So it's not like, I'm just breathing it all in. I'm having this experience. But what about breathing it out? What about breathing it out so that you're sharing it with the world, so that you're giving it back, so your energy is affecting other people? I love nonviolent communication's take on this whole idea of that. It's like, I am grateful and I'm thankful. And it's not just I say thank you to you, but how did what you do affect me? How did what you do enrich my life? How did my experience change because of this experience? What need did it meet? What value was alive in me that was inspired and ignited by that experience? So an example of that for me that's coming to me in this very moment is I feel the gratitude for being right here, standing on this place right here, right now. Right here in this sanctuary, right here in this spot. I can feel the gratitude in me. I can feel it in my body. I can feel my heart opening. I can feel the gratitude of you being in this space. I can feel the gratitude of you inviting me to be in this spot right here, right now. I can feel the gratitude of that. And I can take that in, and I can feel it, and I can ground it. Because I'm full of the great gratitude. And I would say to you, thank you. Because they're giving me the opportunity to be here, to be your spiritual leader, your minister, whatever it is, whatever idea we have of that you have given me the opportunity to connect with my soul, with my heart, with my expression of the divine as I get to be up here and I get to share with you and I get to experience this connection. This beautiful connection with Spirit and this beautiful connection with you and with you and with you and with all of you. And I hope with the bottom of my heart that what I bring to you contributes to you in some way, because one of the greatest needs and values I hold is contribution. I want to be contributing to people in a meaningful way, and so I hope at the depth of my being that what I bring to you is contributing to you. And so you allow me to meet these deeply held values of connection and contribution and community. And so I say, thank you for giving me that, for sharing that with me. Because your actions made an amazing difference in my life. So, I can feel my brain changing right now. Gratitude. Gratefulness, thanksgiving, it changes us. It truly is this alchemical process. It changes the energy of our thinking, of our feeling, of our bodies. And as that changes, other people can feel it because we're radiating a different kind of energy. It goes out into the world. And we can direct that out into the world by speaking it, by sharing it, by giving thanks in a very meaningful and powerful way. So I encourage you to practice more of that this week. And not just this week, but every day. Look for things to be grateful for. Allow yourself to really feel the gratitude in your body and your mind and your heart. Fill yourself up with this energy of gratitude and then let it out. Let it flow. So, thank you.
Stumbling through the desert with no relief in sight, wandering in the dark without a beacon in the night, crying, wailing, and a weeping, searching for an answer. Oh, he said, child, Go to the mountain, go to your resting place. Better days are coming, and you'll know my grace. Deliverance and healing will be given. Just draw a little closer. Yeah. I went to the mountain. Come on with me. I looked at the valley down below. I went to the mountain, and then I let all my troubles go. Ooh, I let them go. There's a land of milk and honey waiting around the bend. Trials and tribulation is gonna come to an end. Can you feel the promise and the victory? Oh, God is still our answer. I went to the mountain. I looked at the valley down below. I went to the mountain. Then I let all my troubles go. What doesn't kill me, it'll sure make me stronger. Pain will no longer live here inside of me. 'Cause I'm asking the question, how good can it get? How good can it get now? How good can it get? How good can it get? Come on with me. How good can it get? How good can it get now? Say, how good can it get? How good can it get? It's getting better. How good can it get? Uh-huh. How good can it get now? Say, how good can it get? Pretty good. How good can it get? How good can it get? Awfully good. How good can it get now? How good can it get? Real good. Real good. Real good. How good can it get, Janice? How good can it get now? How good can it get? Real, real, real good. How good can it get, Denise? How good can it get, Mark and Teresa Titus? How good can it get? How good can it get, Donna? How good can it get now? I want you to clap your hands. How good can it get? Come on. How good can it get? Ask the question. How good can it get? We're gonna make it happen, y'all. Yeah. How good can it get? How good can it get now? How good can it get? Well, we're having a potluck after about 3 years or so. That's pretty good. Yeah. And I went to the mountain, to the mountain, to the mountain. How good can it get? How good can it get?
How good can it get? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for music. Thank you for the gift of your thought, your love, your expression. We're grateful that you're here. And we're having a potluck to prove it. Yeah.
How good can it get?
How good can it get? Here at Unity on Greenville, we like to remind ourselves of who and why we are here, and that is reflected in part in our mission statement. That mission statement is on the screen. Let's say it together. With divine love as our foundation, we live unity, spiritual principles. We awaken to truth. We affirm our innate goodness of all and our oneness with creation. Amen. Want to remind you that if you'd like to be in touch with us here at Unity on Greenville, if you have questions about the Unity movement, if you would like to have time in prayer, anything that you would like someone to contact you about in any way, form, or fashion, you can do that by going to our website, click on the Connect button, and fill out the information there, and we will gladly be in touch with you. When we talked about today being a special Sunday of gratitude, we talked about two things happening, two very special things. One, that we would be acknowledging the arrival of Reverend David as our spiritual leader, and there was a second very special opportunity or expression of gratitude we're going to participate in. And I'm going to call our board chair, Sandra De La Cruz, to come forward and to share some things with us.
Thank you, Reverend David. You want to come join me? We have a very special thank you that we want to give today. And you'll notice we have a special family up here in the front row, the Zavala family. And I'd like to ask them to come up and be with us for just a second. This is Lupe and Natalie and Noah, 3 generations of a family that have been involved with taking care of our church. So when the floors are swept and there's paper products everywhere, it's because of these lovely people. And so we have a couple of special gifts to give you. One is up there on the screen so that you can read with me. It says Zavala family, and Nicholas is Lupe's husband. Nicholas, Lupe, Natalie, and Noah, with gratitude for their dedicated devotion for over 2 decades. They've been doing this for a long Unity on Greenville, November 20th, 2022. So we'd like to present that to you. And then just to make sure you don't ever forget us, we're going to send you home with something to remind you every day of our beautiful church that you so graciously care for. We don't know what we would do without you. We are grateful. It's just amazing to me that for 3 generations, Nicholas and Lupe, and then their daughter Natalie, and now Natalie's son, Noah. It's just amazing to me. So I'm going to let Noah hold this. So, Reverend David. Okay, yes.
I'll just use this one. Oh, which one? Okay. I guess in the spirit of what we were talking about earlier, what I was talking about earlier, I want to say thank you. I haven't been here to experience it, but I know that you contribute so well to the beauty of this space and the convenience, and it's so nice to walk in to this space and see the beauty and the care and the love that you put into what you do. You know, I met with you a couple of weeks ago, and I was just touched by your commitment and your care and how you bring so much love and care. And we can feel it when we walk in the doors, can't we? The love that you share with this space. So thank you for that, and I hope it continues for another 2 decades. Thank you.
And we'd like to bless them, so if you'll say
Yeah.
unity blessing on the screen.
We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Blessings.
I want to say I just want to say all these thank yous for everybody here, all the thank yous to God, because God made everything happen. And then we live here. I don't know. I know God has plans for each of us, for everybody. And years ago, in the year 1978, we buy our house here in Glencoe. And the 78, and the same time, we have the same time, 2 houses we decide to buy at the same time. And that time, that was very, very easy to buy.
Yeah.
Yes, we just put $500 and you make the contract, like el contrato. And we have 2 contracts at the same time for this old house and the new house. And we decide to stay here in the old house. And God has this plan for us.
Yeah.
And I just say thank you, God, and bless each other on here and your families, because I know and I pray to all the good things for us, for the bad things, for the people that they live no house, nothing, for the peace, for our families and peace of the world. I pray for all these things, for the good and the bad, because sometimes the bad things is for something. But thank you so much for all your time you have here. Thank you so much, and thanks God. This is my daughter. I have 7 kids. The big one is 48. And I don't got to say the others, but I'm going to say the big one, 48, and she's my baby daughter. And my other boy, I had 3 boys, and they help me. Oh, everybody help me. Mom never is by herself. All the times I had 2 they like to do this. All my family. I have 7 kids and 16 grandchildren. And I'm so blessed.
Thank you.
Miss Dana.
See, if you didn't believe she had been around a while, she's calling out names. I mean, that's the real deal. Okay, while we are standing, we're going to do the peace song, and then we're going to do our prayer for protection, and then go upstairs to fellowship.
Yes, there is peace on earth. I know it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God, our Creator, united all we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, there is peace on earth, for this is the moment now. With every step I take, I make this my choice. And live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and I know it begins in me.
And now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are. Bless you. Have a great week.
Thank you. Presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. May the light of God surround you. May the love of God enfold you. May the power of God protect you. The presence of God watch over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well, and it's well. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well.